So good news everybody. Good news everybody. Good news everybody. My name is Dimet. I'm an animator. I make animation with my wife. We made two films. One is called Lost in Tel-Aviv. And the other one is called It's not called Found in Tel-Aviv. It's called Tel-Aviv, Holland. But that's not my story. My story today is about art. Art. Well, why do we create art? What's the importance of art? Why do we need it in our lives? Why is it so difficult to be an artist? Art is subjective. I get my money sometimes when I get money. Fruit grants a lot of times. It's one way of raising money for a film is by going for grants. And eventually you get some money. And sometimes it seems like a lot of money. And sometimes people go like, oh, you get paid so much or you make so much money for your art. And kind of guilting me into making me feel like, oh, somebody's paying me a lot of, it seems like a large amount. But most of the time we're broke. Artists are struggling. It's hard to make a living for your art. Life is tasteless without art. You can work your ass off at an important job, a truck driver delivering important things, or a bus driver delivering people to their job, a lawyer helping people with important things, or whatever. But in the end of the day, everybody wants to sit down in front of the fireplace and look at cave art. In the end of the day, you want to listen to a good record, you want to read a book, you want to watch Seinfeld on your TV, you want to be entertained, you want to watch a great film, you want to watch a play. This is art. And it's the most important, it's the spice, it's the taste of life, it's love, it's a joie de vivre. See, my passion is animation. I love animation, but my first love was comic books. My brother read them, and they were around the house, and I just love this stuff. And influences are sometimes the reason why you want to be an actor or a comedian or a singer, or because certain songs or certain plays or books really influenced you and really moved you, and you said, oh, I want to do that. And there's one artist that influenced me more than any other artist, and I didn't even know it. I mean, his work got into my head. And I was looking at some animations that I did, and they're influenced from like real realism and real cartoony, like real caricatures, and this mixture of some being hyper-realistic or very realistic, or sexualizing and violence. Where is this influence coming from? And it's coming from Mad Comics. From the first time I saw these Mad Comics. And this seems to be a running theme for a lot of comic book artists, that Mad Comics really messed with them. I drew with a nib pen all my first film and most of my animations, just because I was so obsessed with Sergio Aragonés and read that he only draws with a nib pen. So I just did everything with a nib pen. He's a famous artist from Mad Comics. And then I was looking at this comic that I drew once. What is this influence from? I've seen this. See, we were sent a picture. We're told that we can turn it into an animation. So I googled this image, and it was Wally Wood. And then I remembered Wally Wood, and I looked at all the other images, and I remember Wally Wood's work from Mad Magazine and how obsessed I was with his work, and I just retraced it and drew over it, and I just dreamed of drawing like that. So Wally Wood, who was Wally Wood? What do we know about Wally Wood? Well, Wally Wood started in the 50s, and he's one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. He's the reason Daredevil's suit is red, for working on Mad Magazine, EC Comic. Here's some Wally Wood. Here's some Wally Wood artwork. He has this hyper-realistic style that will smoothly transition into cartoon. And then I realized that's something that I just love. I love that. Can we take reality and flip it? It's a very kind of Monty Python kind of sense of humor, but in visual form. Did any of that make any sense? Basically, he's what I've been trying to do with my art. Yeah, I'm copying Wally Wood. I'm with my son. This is my son Max. He's autistic. He makes strange noises. What am I trying to tell you about Wally Wood? Well, Wally Wood is very famous to the end of his life for having a very unhappy, very chaotic life. He shot himself. He had women troubles, he had alcohol troubles, some say he was an asshole. He was a complicated man. And one of the tragic things is there's a famous quote that he said before he died was, If I had to do it all over again, I'd cut my arms off. And what I think that Wally Wood doesn't realize about that statement is, if he had to do it all over again and he'd cut his arms off, he'd be drawing with his feet. Because Wally Wood had to create. Humans have to create. Without art, there's no joie de vivre.
At the end of the day, it's another day over.